goes, oh, I didn't see. Oh, hello, I'm out here, award show. We're back again. Welcome all. Let's get straight into it. He's been helping behind the scenes on podcasts. He used to be a coach. He loves his art, and as well as a school teacher. Let's introduce the co-host, Aidan Berry. And look at these audience out there. Oh, thank you. Oh, hello all. Well, Aidan, welcome, mate. Oh my goodness, we're here from here. All right, let's. Okay, so welcome all. So let's get in straight into Welcome to Country.
So we'd like to acknowledge the Kaurna people are the traditional custodians of the land that we're recording this on today, the custodians of the land and waters of the Adelaide region, and we pay our respects to the elders both past, present and future. We also acknowledge and respect the Kaurna people's cultural, spiritual, physical and emotional connection with their land, waters and communities.
Welcome all, I mentioned before, welcome to the BJ Show Awards Show. Welcome all to the 2024 BJ Show Awards. Yep, so what's a little bit of breakdown? So we do have a little bit of a 3 to 4 part. So we'll share the first part just to break it down. So, well, we've done Welcome to Country, so we can not worry about that. But Aidan and I, or BJ, will share a few retirement players. We'll share that very shortly. We'll have the goal of the year from Aidan. I cannot wait to hear from that point of view. BJ's mark of the year. And goal of the year, Aidan's mark of the year. So, then break. Let's get underway for the first part. So, okay, the AFL Plus, this has been quite a few and a few shocks as well, but also some good quality players. Here is your class of 2024. So I'll go through and then Aidan will do the second half. That sounds good?
Rory Sloane.
Sloane, what a champ. Was co-captain. Was having an eye part of vision and stuff. But side start, he was all Adelaide. He was a legend for the Adelaide Rose.
Joe Daniher.
This was actually quite a big announcement after the grand final. Tying it in 2-club player with a apprenticeship around his neck, so congratulations on your career. We're going to
Dyson Heppel.
A mother captain for the Bombers, may not even get to apprenticeship, but he's great leadership for the team, and let's just go into
Tom Hawkins.
And someone like
Tom Hawkins,
I'm going to say he's come one of maybe 2010s or late 2000s young forwards into a great experience. So Aidan, I'll get you.
Thank you. So, along with Tom Hawkins from the Cats, we have Zach Tilley, the Irishman who came out to Australia to play AFL, bagged himself a couple of premierships along the way. Brandon Ellis from Richmond, then Gold Coast side to retire as well, after a great career across both clubs. Former Port Adelaide side Chad Wingard's hung up the boots while playing on Hawthorn's list. And Liam Shields has retired from North Melbourne.
Yeah, so we come to a few Richmond players. So
Dylan Grimes, Dustin Martin.
What an absolute, won a few best on grounds in the grand final, as well winning a North Smith, as well winning those Tigers.
Marley and Pickett.
From Richmond.
Andrew Gaff.
So here is your class. Just a few. I know there was, maybe there's more. Andrew Bradshaw was also on the list from Melbourne. So Giver also included that. So here we are. Here we go. Okay. So before we get breakdown, I do apologise, this was not in the beginning part, but we'd like to congratulations to Patrick Cripps as Brownlow medalist. 45 votes in a season. I don't know what to say as well, maybe a bit later, but we'll track again to those. As well, Nick Dacos, 38 votes, even though I didn't have it on the PowerPoint today, but it's really important. 45 votes, you go and captain for the Blues, so congratulations to Patrick Cripps for the Brownlows. Okay, so the first award for the 2024 BJ Award, Aidan, Goal of the Year. Aidan.
Yeah, so goal of the year for me, I look at the difficulty of execution of the kick. So I'm not so much interested in the play that happens before the kick, but the actual kick itself. Kind of like the slam dunk contest in the NBA. It's what you do with the dunk, not what you did before. So for that reason, I have gone with GWS's Toby Green with an overhead kick versus the Gold Coast Suns. Just an absolute spectacular goal out of nowhere, pressured by two Gold Coast players, finds the ball on the turf, picks it up, no other option, has to put it over his head, slots it straight through the middle.
Okay, so mark of the year. So, what can I say? There's so many magical marks out there, and this year I did a little bit of a different, and you can find out right here, Aidan, that I actually found some players that are neat, put them into a box, you may say hat, and I put a piece of paper and flip. I did this one in my top 5, and it was a really hard decision. I was more shocked than anything else. So mark of the year 2024 from BJ's point of view is
Zane Duursma from North Melbourne Football Club.
there was no why I chose this player. North Melbourne's had some struggles, and I like to give this award to them because it was pretty good during the season. There's so many marks of the year, but I just have chose one, and yeah. So to leave it out, well done to
Zane Duursma from North Melbourne Football Club.
So we're going straight into my call of the year. So another one, this is going to be interesting. There were so many incredible goals of the year, and like I did with the mark of the year, I'm going with goal. It's exactly the same. When there's so many out there. So this player, I'm going to have to give it to Harley Reid from West Coast. Now, this one I actually like. Again, Christian Bestructor. He got out of the midfield, he ran as fast, and kicked that absolute beauty. He played a really good game.
Harley Reid from West Coast Eagles.
Goal of the year. Congratulations to Zane Duursma as my mark of the year, and goal of the year, Harley Reid. Okay, now we come into Aidan's mark of the year. Aidan!
Yeah, so there were, as you said, Ben, there were a lot of great marks all throughout this year. Plenty of contenders. It took me a while to come down to this one, but I've gone with Jamie Elliott from Collingwood on Anzac Day, soaring over the pack on the Anzac Day game against the Bombers. This was an absolute stellar mark from Jamie Elliott, one of the great marks from this year. But this one I gave was just the height he gets up on that man's back, and he lays himself on top and stretches out to get that footy, and that's the reason why he is winning my mark of the year. So well done to Jamie Elliott.
It's that time, and we have completed our first week of first part. So it's time for a break. Time to get your bickies right there on my screen. You might hear a little sound effect, but right here. Sorry for the connection, guys, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
Welcome back to the 2024 BJ Show Awards Show. Hope you all enjoy the first part. We now come to the second part. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to the 2024 BJ Show Award Show. Okay, so we're heading part 2. So before the break, there is a quiz coming. Stay tuned. One question. Find out very soon what is that. We've got Aidan's celebrations. Well, BJ's also celebration of the year. We've got the 2024 Footy Team competition, as well Aidan's All-Australian. And then the BJ's top 3 nominees coach of that year. So much. Down a break. Let's get on to it. Well, let's get Aidan's celebration of the year. Aidan.
Yeah, you know I like a good celebration, Ben, so this is quite in my area of expertise to be deciding on who wins celebration of the year. And there's been some great backflips, there's been the shushes, there's been all kinds of different celebrations, but I've gone with one very special and one that's going to rile up a lot of people on the game.
Goal of the year is for 2024...
I've gone with Jake Ginnivan from Hawthorn putting Collingwood to sleep in round 19. Now, Ben, this is funny because I was actually listening to this game on the radio while I was at Kenilworth watching your 50th game against Kilburn. And yeah, this come up and I thought, oh, this is brilliant. So for that reason, Jake Ginnivan is the celebration of the year.
Now we come to BJ's 2024 Celebration Year Award. This one was a Joel Award, and I couldn't tell you who it's versing, and this person is, I can't believe you and I have some very similar tastes. Former Collingwood, and now he's at the Hawks. I think he's better at Hawthorn over Collingwood in my opinion. I think he plays best football at Hawthorn, and there's always why Hawthorn should be at every award, and you know we can't do that. So BJ 2024 award is Jack Gibbon Hawthorn. Like I said, that's Edward's little celebration. I just searched it and I was like, yeah, that's so like
Jack Ginnivan.
So well done,
Jack Ginnivan.
from Hawthorn's BJ's celebration of the year award. We come into now the 2024 Footy Tipping competition. Now this one, I think it was we're breaking down. So Aidan Berry, right co-host, joined the Footy Tipping. Somehow I think he's got 2 accounts, but we won't worry about that part. So I think there was a miscount. But his other player came well. So being the top 3 was a 163. Well done, Aidan. And you will see his nickname right there. In second place, Jeremy Wood plays for Kenilworth. Well done, mate. 170 points. Now this, it was not really that close. It was between 3rd and 4th by 2 points. I was way down, so I'm in 8th spot overall. So I've learned ESPN, you can go up to the grand final for future reference, but I'm going to try and do 2 competitions of Footy Tipping. You can join both, totally alright, totally free. We've tried to organise I have to put how much we should put if you want to do a money competition. Don't want too much, but yeah, I'm really pushing for a fee comp because sometimes we won't have that. But BJ's show, it's about having a fun, having a competition, and Footy Tipping's been quite strong this year. And the winner, now this fella plays used to play for Goodwood, and then moved to Kenilworth, the Kookaburras, and won the leadership at the senior side at Kenilworth. Lucky 23. Congratulations, you are the BJ Show competition winner. Thank you all for joining in the BJ Show Footy Tipping competition. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me an email. We'll be there very, very soon. If it's not, just listen out for it because it means a lot. So if you're interested, email will be announced very shortly. Thank you again, everyone who has participation in the BJ Show's 2024 Footy Tipping competition. We now... Aidan, it's time for your All-Australian squad. Well, I'll let you...
Shall we reveal it?
Here it is. And there were some last minute decisions. And here it is. Aidan, I'll let you now share your Australian team.
Thank you very much. So, to start in the back line, I've gone Dan Houston, Harris Andrews and James Sicily. Across the half back line, Dane Zorko, Sam Collins from Gold Coast, who I thought had a really good year and deserved this nomination. Also won the Club Champion Award down at the Gold Coast. And Tom Stewart from the Cats is going to be my team captain on the right back flank. Going to the midfield on the wings, we've got the two Sydney boys, Errol Goulden and Chad Warner, with Patrick Cripps playing through the middle. And how could I leave Cripps out of this team? Brownlow votes, 45 on the year, new record by a mile, and absolutely one of the best players this year. Best season, one of the best seasons this year as well. So unfortunately Carlton couldn't get much further than the first week of the final. But the Blues will be back next year. They've got a good coach, good squad, good position to build from going forward. And then we go into the half forward. So on the left hand side is my vice captain Nick Dacos from Collingwood. Across the centre half forward is Jake Waterman from the West Coast Eagles, and on the other side is Tyson Stengel from the Geelong Cats. In my forward line, I have Dylan Moore, who played an absolutely outstanding season this year, and absolutely, again, one of these guys who deserved it, much like Sam Collins deserved it, to be in this squad. At full forward, I've put Charlie Kerner, who's going to be an ever-present full forward for the next couple of years to come in terms of All-Australian sides, and then Coleman medalist Jesse Hogan had to be on the side, so I put him in the right forward pocket. Into my midfield, so I've then Kieran Briggs from GWS, my ruckman. Now, there are better ruckmen in the competition. Obviously, there's Tim English, Max Gawn, Sean Darcy, Luke Jackson. But the one thing I like about Kieran Briggs is his ability to find his teammates in the right spot. It's not just about hitting the tap to someone. It's about hitting the tap to someone who's getting open. And that's what makes GWS click. Into my Rovers, I've gone Isaac Heaney from the Sydney Swans and Noah Anderson from Gold Coast. On my bench, my first sub, because he likes to be a sub, he likes to start on the bench, Jason Horne-Francis from Port Adelaide. I've also put another Hawthorn player in there, Massimo D'Ambrosio, who I thought had a really good year and deserved the position. Jack Sinclair from St Kilda's on the bench as well, so he was originally in the starting 18 before being moved to the bench, so I thought more use for him just on the bench coming on and off, taking time from Heaney and Cripps through the middle. I've got Sam Flanders in there as well, who had a really good year, and my sub is Cam Rayner from the Brisbane Lions. Who's a better impact player than Cam Rayner? When you need Cam Rayner to show up, Cam Rayner shows up, and that's the reason why I've put him as my sub. And the team will be coached by Hawthorn's Sam Mitchell.
That sounds awesome list and really good points, Very similar to mine, but we'll be releasing that very soon. Okay, continue on. So, Coach of the Year. Let's get straight into it because, your first one is Sam Mitchell. Why Sam Mitchell? Someone who has absolutely deserved it in this top three, and Coach Day goes from rebuilding very short, going into the finals, to the semis, play Port, leaving lose by 3, and to keep this team together up to, yes, they had injuries, but they lose by 3 in the semi-finals. So coming into my next one, now Chris Fagan, apprenticeship coach, got to be up there this year, and as well Brad Scott. Now why Brad Scott in this list? I was shocked on anything else, and I did this again as I mentioned for my other awards and my celebrations, my mark of the year. I did this again. So Brad Scott came into the mix well, and how Essendon dominated this year, it's the first time Essendon almost finishing in the top 4 from being 10th, 9th or 10th. So the winner of the 2024 BJ Show's Coach of the Year is Sam Mitchell from Hawthorn. Now, like I said, someone has been a Hawthorn Hawk all his life, and someone that he loves to, he just got a really good smart. Back to seeing Hawthorn again. Like I said, I just like his coaching. I think he's improved since he went to West Coast, coach there, now come to Hawthorn and be the head coach there. Hawthorn are looking really dangerous. So, well done, Sam Mitchell from Hawthorn, Coach Player of the Year for BJ's nomination. Well, it's now that time. Go and get your bicky, your cup of tea, your chai latte, your coffee, your lemonade, your champagne, anything you want. Just don't go crazy with the beer, lol. Anyway, Aidan's cracking up laughing like he always loves. So, we'll be right back. Don't go away. See you in a moment. Now, guys, before we go on to that break, we got a bit of a fun quiz. In what year did Sydney, as known as South Melbourne, and Brisbane as Fitzroy played in the AFL VFL Grand Final. So this is the last, not current, this is when the last time they met in that VFL AFL Grand Final. Is that 1802, 1859, 1899 or 1999? We'll find out after the break. You know it. That's great. Maybe just don't use your brain, use your phone. Get your brain out. See you in a moment. Don't go anywhere and get your big kids in cup of tea. See you in a moment.
Welcome back to the 2024 BJ Show Award Show. Hope you are all enjoy the first part. We now come to the second part. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to the 2024 BJ's Awards Show. Hope you enjoy it. But before we went on the break, or now we are back, we all ask, well, basically, when did, or what year, or how many years Sydney Swans, South Melbourne, and Brisbane Fitzroy played in the AFL VFL Grand Final, as we're talking about. Now, if you got this answer, you're correct. It's 1899. Wow, it's been a long time. A little fact here, right here on your screen. Fitzroy beat South Melbourne by 1 point. Now, I was reading a little bit about this very briefly, and we'll get on with show, but this was low scoring football, so not even 5 goals were kicked each from both games. So let's just read that. But the crowd was over 4,823. This oval is now not even exist, but it was the crowd where football was played. There was no MCG. There was not even a ground name MCG. So look at the difference of today's world, seeing Sydney and Brisbane versus each other. It's a sucker saying of South Melbourne versus Fitzroy. So there's a little true factor there. Let's get on with the next part. And it is the third part. So, well, unfortunately, we're not going to do 3 competition grand finals. So, we're only going to do 2. So, on your screen, it's actually supposed to be 2. That's okay. We will also announce the 2024 BJs or Australian team. Who's in, who's out, who may should be in. You know, there were so many. And, yeah. And then the most important, the coach of the year from Aidan's point of view. So, we'll share that. So, well,
I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, I know. So, Aidan and I will share our thoughts tonight. Actually went to this grand final. Well, I got to say, congratulations on L. They're better on the team. Nor just, Finn Hurd was injured. And then Harry Boyd, what a season he was. Best unfair for we'll see some of the stats on your screen. This is a grand final, but Harry Boyd was and I'm actually a cert player. I couldn't tell you right here on mine, but shared the best on ground for the South Australian National Football League best and fairest on ground, and Harry Boyd for North actually shared the award, but unfortunately it did not do great on grand final day, and there was a lot behind the scenes on who should go on first, who. But if you're medium height, you're built versing a solid forward. Don't verse him behind the play. Easy mark, box him out, get the mark like basketball. Simple sign. But well done, Glenelg. Right on your screen, Aidan. Have you got any thoughts? You go to the game. What's your say on this game?
I was at home. I watched the last quarter. Like, Norwood's got this. They were 4 goals up at one point in the third quarter, and then Liam McBean showed up. He showed up, won the Jack Oatey medal. Basically, based on the final quarter, we had 7 goals for the game, 11 touches, 10 kicks, 1 handball, 9 marks, and 5 contested marks for Liam McBean for the Bays, and that's what won them the premiership in the end. We've just been uncontestable in that final quarter.
Yeah. So let's get into the big one, and it's what they called Australian Football League, regional from Victorian Football League. So the same icon, but AFL is actually better because there's 18 teams. So Aidan, I'll let you take away and share your thoughts on a bit of information about the best on ground and who won and so on your screen, Aidan.
Yeah, so AFL Grand Final this year was, as we said earlier, between Sydney and Brisbane. So final scores were Sydney 9-6-60, Brisbane 18-12-120. Norm Smith on the day, and I thought was well deserved, was Will Ashcroft, 30 touches, 14 kicks, 16 handballs, 5 marks, 5 clearances, 1 goal, 136 metres gained on the day. And, you know, this is one of those feel-good stories of a team who's progressed slowly every year. You know, Chris Fahey came in, had a bit of a team around him he could build on, built on it every year the last couple of years. They've made finals, lost, come back, gone a step further, lost, come back, gone a step further. Till this year, that step further was winning the premiership, and they've done that in absolutely amazing fashion. I think Sydney should have been the better team on the day. I think Brisbane just wanted it more, and Sydney, I call them premiers of that year for a reason, because they don't let things like this happen too often, but they let it happen here, and it's cost them. But Brisbane, to their credit, showed up, put the footy on the board, and went and won themselves a premiership, which is what you've got to do in the big game. Show up, get moving, and win premierships. That's what footy's all about.
And also having fun as well, which are teammates. Yeah, congratulations to Brisbane. I tipped Brisbane, not because they had so much, or partly momentum, but played Carlton at home, got the crowd up. Then they went to a little bit of long road, GWS, to Western Sydney. And I've got to say that you're down by 44 points. That's a big question. Believe comes from the third quarter, known as the premiership. But stage football, I've known AFL, especially AFL in South Australia. I don't know about the Waffle or the Western Australian League and Australian Football League over Australia. But the fourth quarter wins games of football, and you saw the SNFL, South Australian National Football League Grand Final. Fourth quarter wins games of football. It's a four quarters, and this is what Brisbane did. They went to the MCG, defeated GWS, and not how Geelong was saying they won, they got the week off, and we got some confidence, no problems. They beat Port, and then from 5th place Brisbane, it's their 4th premiership in 21 years. Could be 20 years from 2023, but you know that they had so much belief. With Sydney's point of view, you know, and like Aidan mentioned, their premiership, favourites for a reason, that's my word. It's, I think they had some injury issues, Sydney, and yes, they didn't have their captain on the field, but you've got your acting captain. That's why we have acting captains. Why you have co-captains, your vice captains, they're there to lead you. And Harris Andrews won the co-captain from Brisbane so well, and I think losing by 60 is a painful, and we've got family members go for Sydney, and they know what's like. I don't have anyone go for Brisbane, but once again, well done to the North Smith medal with Will Ashcroft, that's correct, yep, and to Brisbane Lions. So we're moving for the BJ 2020 Australian squad team, wherever you prefer, and here it is on your screen. So in the back line, we've got Max McConey, we've got Harris Andrews and James Sinkley, Jordan Clark, Tom Stewart, and your red man of Mason Redman from Essendon. So the reason why I have these, it's all fast and quick moving coming out from the Jordan Clark, and the red man come with Jordan Stewart. It's got that great build as well as Andrews. Will Ashcroft, best and fairest, best on ground for the Brisbane Lions on the 2024 AFL Grand Final. With Zach Merritt will play with Hayden Young. And Hayden Young can play down in the fence, so he's got a really good experience. I'll play on that great ring. We come into the Nick Lucky, Jack Waterman and Oliver Henry. We come into Logan McDonald, Harry McKay from Carlton, and Jack Lucas and Brody Grundy, John Dawson, and your Matt Rowell. And on the bench we will have, it'll be on your screen, do apologise where the camera is, but Sam Walsh and Lockie Wakefield with the Darcy Byrne-Jones, which will coach Chris Fagan and Brad Scott. So that the other, so you'll see the other player, if I do apologise not saying that name, but here is the 2024 BJ to Australian squad. Hope you think this is a pretty good unique team as well. To mix it up, you don't have a Patrick Cripps or a Dacos, I wish they were just missing out, but I think everyone just don't have a chance to play in the Australian, and this is my thoughts on my Australian. So thank you, and Alright, let's get into Aidan's Coach of the Year. Aidan.
Yeah, so I think this one was probably the easiest award I had to choose because while there are a lot of great coaches in the AFL, there is one man and one man alone this year who has done so much with so little. That's Sam Mitchell from Hawthorn. So, I mean, this is a team who should have been bottom 4 by all rights this year and next year. He has taken his team 3 years ahead of their development curve and got them into a semi-final already. This team is young, has fun playing footy, and enjoys themselves out on the field. And they enjoy being together and winning games together, and that's so important. It's not just winning games on the field. He's winning games off the field by having the right group of players, and that's what made this team so special. Runs like this don't come along very often, and when they do, you've got to harness it. And the Hawks, they took it as far as they could. I think if they get over Port Adelaide, they could have kept going. There was no end in sight for them. So for that reason, Sam Mitchell is without a doubt my Coach of the Year.
We'll be right back, right here on Sports Chat BJ Show. Go and get your biscuits, your bickies, your cup of tea, coffee, chai latte, lemonade. We'll be getting excited as we get closer. Who is BJ and Aidan's best player 2024? So stay tuned. So see you after the break. So, yeah, welcome back, and we've finally made it into the final part. So, the moment we've been waiting for, and this is actually huge, and let's get straight into it. Here we are. Aidan's Player of the Year. Aidan, let you share your best players. Over you go.
Alright, so this year for me, it sort of came down to 3 candidates that I sort of knocked off multiple others that I thought throughout the course of the season. It came down to 3 players towards the end of the year and on the edge of the finals. So, third place is the Brownlow medalist, Patrick Cripps from the Blues. I thought he had a really good year. Obviously, probably one of the best years in football. 45 Brownlow votes. But Blues didn't do anything with it. He didn't go anywhere with it. He scraped into the finals on other results, let's put it that way, and was really the Blues were only there to make up the numbers. And you know, I look at not just how good you're playing, are you winning, how you are actually winning games. And it's not just about being able to put up big statistical numbers, it's about being an impact player. And I can say, okay, you got 45 Brownlow votes, but you made it 8 and you were there to make up the numbers. And that was your season, so you weren't being a big impact player in the moments that really mattered. So for that reason, Patrick Cripps is in third place. In second place, I have gone Nick Dacos from Collingwood. So for Collingwood, there are a lot of questions to be had about this year. Nick Dacos is not one of them. 38 Brownlow votes, would have won it in any other year, broke the Brownlow record. First and second both broke the Brownlow record this year. And, you know, Collingwood, and it comes back to the same thing I said about Carlton and Patrick Cripps, was it's what you do with your touches, what you do with your numbers. And Collingwood didn't make the finals. Collingwood weren't there in play when it mattered. And for a team that had such high hopes and so much potential to fall away like that just sort of put a dampener on their season. But Nick Dacos played an absolutely fantastic year, don't get me wrong about that, but it's about what they did to win games, and they didn't win enough games to make the finals, and that's why he's in second place. And I think it's time for the main show. It's time to reveal my player of the year. In first place, and my player of the year from the Sydney Swans is Isaac Heaney. Now, when I talk about capturing results, this is what I'm talking about. A player who did their thing to win games for their team. There is a reason why Sydney won the minor premiership. There is a reason why Sydney made the grand final. And it's because of Isaac Heaney. Now, the stats I'm going to go through in a minute, but his impact goes beyond the stats. It's how he gets himself around the ground. It's how he gets himself into positions to be effective. It's the little intangibles that they don't teach you as a player that makes you effective. So all of these stats here are highs, higher than his career averages for the whole of his AFL career. So 25.1 touches per game. 12 of those per game are contested. That is half of his touches per game being contested possessions. That is key for a midfielder. 5.8 total clearances, so both centre clearances and stoppage clearances per game. He is getting the taps and he is getting the hell out of there. 1.4 goals a game. He is a midfielder with the ability to kick goals when he goes forward. 34 goals on the year. 7.8 score involved. So 7.8 of his touches are either the direct assist or a link in a chain to a score for the Swans. And to cap that all off, 4.5 inside 50s per game. So you can see where the score involvements come from. He's putting the ball in the 50 to their forwards and letting the forwards do their job. And this is what I love about Isaac Heaney. He's a player who knows his role. He's not one of these players who goes out and tries to do everything on the field, because he knows that doesn't help him, that doesn't help his team, because if he's out of position, his man gets going down the other end if Sydney lose the ball. So he's really focused on getting his numbers to help the team, and that is why I had to select him as my player of the year. So congratulations to Isaac Heaney from the Sydney Swans on being my player of the year for 2024.
So the moment we'll be waiting for is my top 5 nominee BJ's 2024 Best Player of the Year. So coming in 5th spot, Tom Green from GWS Giants. Well done in 5th spot. Coming in 4th spot, John Dawson from Adelaide. Well done on your nomination. Coming in 4th spot. Coming in 3rd, what a year he had. I think one of his best since Damien Hardwick has taken over for Gold Coast in season 2024. He's had some really good games. Caden Strong, very close being the winner, but came second, very close. But he had a very good year for. This is your top 4 guys, but we got one winner. Before we get to that, well done to Tom Green from the Giants, the Crows from John Dawson, Matt Well from the Gold Coast Suns, and Freelance Callum Strong. So the 2024 BJ's winner is Luke Davis-Ukoni from North Melbourne Footy Club. Congratulations on your nominee of BJ's 2024 Best on Ground. That's the awards show. Hope you enjoyed it. Before we go, subscribe to YouTube, follow Instagram, like that Facebook and the podcast, Spotify. Now, there's a bit of a description I'm going to explain. So you go on the app, you download, it's free to download. There is an option to do a description, but the app's, type in the BJ show and it will have this logo. And thank you as well on your screen. This is the logo you'll see, the BJ show, and it will have sports chat. Don't write sports chat, the BJ show. So then it will press download when you have it on your screen. Make sure, listen it. Every episode you will see on your screen. Thank you for listening. As well, Aidan, thank you for joining. It's been an absolute amazing year. Last year we did a little bit different design. We had the big screen. First time, last minute, it was a bit of a rush. This time we took a bit of time. We're on a maybe a little round camera on your screen. We love sharing you all this. Make sure support the podcast. It's building absolutely slowly. My year was 350 by the end of the year. We're on 348 downloads. You may saw a QR code being out on my Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you get on board. Really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.